हाँ हो गया.
Hello and welcome to Strive Defense Dialogue. Today we have invited Major General Harsh Kakar once again. Sir, welcome to Strive Defense Dialogue.
Thank you, Rakesh. It's a pleasure to be here.
Sir, unlike other channels and analysts, we don't rush with a news item. Major General Harsh Kakar analyzes the entire details with whatever is available so far, and he refrains from speculating what is likely to happen until unless there are indicators to suggest that this is what the future course of action is going to be. Sir, that is why so often we fall back to you whenever there is a current event and which needs clarification, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, we will start with I have a small little presentation, sir. We just start with this and then I'll hand over to you to give us the details, sir. Sir, we are all aware that on 16th of January, suddenly there were two missiles which were fired by Iran onto Pakistan. Uh, Interestingly, one day prior to that, there was a naval exercise that was going on, and their newspaper, Islamic Republic News Agency, has covered this news. Next day, 30 minutes prior to the strike, the acting uh, Prime Minister of Pakistan and Foreign Minister of Iran, they meet at Davos in the World Economic Forum. 30 minutes later, the news which comes is Iran hits bases of Jaish-e-Adl terrorist group in Pakistan. This is on 16th of January at 21:32, and the details and the photographs are on the right. Very interestingly, next day on 17th of January, there is yet another news which says Iran Pakistan to set up joint technology park in Chabar. So on one side, there is a violation of the airspace and the sovereignty of a nation, and very next day there is yet another news. Sir, recently we have seen that regional Iran-linked violence, starting from Hamas-Israel war, Houthi are being supported by the Iranians. ISIS bombing happened on 3rd of January and 12th of January. US and allies they strike against Houthis. They take another 4 days and 16th of January, one after the other, they strike Pakistan. Then they strike terrorists in Iraq and they strike terrorists in ISIS in Syria. This is the location where they have struck at two locations, and this happens to be on the famous CPEC. These two locations, one in Syria and one in Kurdistan of Iraq. Incidentally, the Idlib area where they have struck is a Shia dominated area. The most of the residents are Shias. And then Pakistan says that it is well within its right to strike back. And Mark Bar Sarmachar is the operation which has been launched. Very briefly, Iran was the first country to recognize Pakistan's sovereignty. They are the founding members of CENTO Treaty in 1955. Both were in the Western camp. And in 65 and 71, Iran also supplied ammunition, helicopters, and they also sold oil at cheaper rate to Pakistan when Pakistan and India were at war. There are sectarian violence which is going on in Pakistan between Shia and Sunni, which is probably the major reason because of which the relationship is spoiled. So now we come on to the main theme. So the military, political, religious elite have always fed a narrative since childhood to a common man that Pakistan is ordained to be Muslim leader of the Muslims all over the world. The US, Israel, and India, they are the one who are against Islam. And ISI is number one intelligence agency of the world. Sir, with whatever has happened, two non-Muslims, that are US and India, and then Afghanistan and Iran have violated the fortress of Islam. social media is spreading this awareness. Sir, how will it harm the Pakistan army and how will it shake the faith that we should stop looking at faith as a binding factor in the countries? It is the interest of the country which matters.
Before I come to that question, I want to take a few minutes. मैं
Sir,
थोड़ा कवर करूंगा इसके अंदर the way I look at it.
right, sir.
Firstly, बड़ा strong thought process है that this was staged. The reason? Both have targeted Baluch. Not a single Pak national has been killed. Iran has said कि जो मारे थे वो Iranians नहीं है.
They were Pakistanis.
No, they were Baluchis.
Baluchis,
Now,
correct.
neither Pakistan considers Baluchis the way they suppress them, the way the uprising is going on. Neither does Iran consider the Baluchis as their people. Chahe Baluchistan, which is fighting for independence, the Jaish al-Udal and as also the BLA and the the Baluchistan Liberation Front, BLF, they are fighting for a Baluchistan जो पाकिस्तान में भी है, ईरान में भी है और थोड़ा सा अफगानिस्तान में है. So both of them are not happy with the Baluch, but both are supporting anti the other group. Ab Jaish al-Adal is supported by Pakistan not for Pakistan needs alone, but on demand from the US and Saudi Arabia. ठीक है. So क्योंकि दोनों ने बलूच को टारगेट किया, अपने नेशनल्स नहीं मरे, it was easy to close. The second aspect, ईरान ने स्ट्राइक कर दिया, Pakistan's air defense failed completely.
Yes.
It is surprising. Chai Kamar Chima has said that it's a friendly country, air defense is not activated. What nonsense. Air defense is perpetually 24/7 functioning. अब बालाकोट स्ट्राइक के टाइम तो बोल रहे थे रात का समय है. They could not respond. यहाँ पे they didn't even know that the missile is hit. Up till next day statements were coming. We are not aware कि कहाँ गिरा है.
Even in our case, sir, when our missile had gone to Mia Channu.
Correct. Acha. Now, there is no doubt that Pakistan took US permission before the strike.
Correct.
Because जब Matthew Miller was asked, did Pakistan take US permission? उसने बोला, I don't report on private conversations. Evidently, US. Now it has got an implication जो हमको समझना चाहिए. If he's taken US sanction, the timing and targets would have been discussed. US would have monitored the strike. It would have realized the weakness of the air defense of Iran, which will benefit the US and Israel, अगर उनको ईरान को strike करना है. Evident?
Correct.
Third aspect. What Iran did, forget the casualties. It launched strikes in Iraq, Syria, and Pakistan.
Correct.
Clear message going. And the message that is going is, you tamper with us, we have the missiles to hit. We can target up to Israel. We will join the conflict. US is battling Houthis. It is supporting Israel against Hamas and Hezbollah. It is involved in Ukraine. Will it want to start a new front with Iran? It is also battling the Iraqi proxy groups in Iraq who are targeting the US base. आज भी 26 missile fire हुए हैं. ठीक है. So at this stage, will the US want to tamper with Iran, which can hit back? Not to the US, but definitely US bases in Iraq, Israel, and expand the war. So ये message Iran is sent by targeting Pakistan कि अगर हम अपने neighbor को और ally को target कर रहे हैं So who the hell are you? And
Sir,
when it
on
hit
the
Iraq and Syria, it said we are hitting Israeli headquarters in Iraq and Syria.
correct,
All right.
correct.
Now, finally, neither Pakistan nor Iran can afford a war. Reasons are multiple. Iran अब तैयारी कर रहा है because in case things get out of hand, Iran will be sucked in some form. Abhi today, Israeli strikes have hit the Iranian camp in Syria. 5 Iranian soldiers and unspecified Syrian soldiers have died in the strike.
Correct.
So somewhere it is going to get out of hand. Pakistan is smuggling oil from Iran, and that is how it is able to survive. It is smuggling oil at cheap rates.
And shooting
जहां
boats.
पे ईरान ने वो टैप बंद कर दिया, that is the end of Pakistan's economic problem. Now, if you look at religion, there is nothing like religion today. In Iraq, Libya, Yemen, it is the same lot targeting their own.
And Iran-Iraq war of yesterday's.
So now, here it is Sunni Pak and Shia Iran.
Correct.
ठीक है. But anywhere that you look, it is the same community targeting its own.
Yes.
So today in the world, अगर आप सोचो that you are non-Islamic and targeting Islamic, or Islamic and targeting non-Islamic, or Islamic and targeting Islamic, there is nothing. Russia and Ukraine are both, they follow the same Orthodox Church.
Yes.
Both are at war. And the churches in Ukraine are supporting the Ukraine forces. Churches in Russia are supporting the Russian forces. So kahin pe this doesn't come into play. So I think it is best we leave that thought out, because it is more of ideology, more of power, more of the ability to control. The fact
Why
that
I asked
Iran,
you this question, sir? Sorry.
the fact that Iran took on a nuclear park
Yes.
indicates that it is not bothered. It is willing to extend. But then China hai.
Correct.
And China is an ally to both. Pehle din se China made a statement, it must cool down.
The strain.
Pakistan would have said we have to strike back.
इज्जत का
And they
सवाल है.
chose a target which will not anger Iran, but satisfy its own populace कि भाई हम चुप नहीं बैठे, हमने hit back किया. तो Pakistanis began jumping. Like in our case, उन्होंने वो dud bomb गिराए in an open ground where there was nobody and there would be no target, दिखाने के लिए कि हम भी कुछ कर सकते हैं.
Correct.
ठीक है. So it was a drama by Pak, so that the army doesn't get abused more, जो as it is being abused. And you targeted the Baluch, so दोनों side are happy. Baluch are being killed. खत्म हो गई कहानी. खुश हो जाओ. हमने मारा, उन्होंने मारा, बलूच मरे, हम तो नहीं मरे ना. So that is where the whole thing ends.
कहीं ना कहीं Pakistan army image does take a hit, sir.
It does. The air defense has failed. Now you look
Yes.
at the Iranian. आपने एक चीज मिस कर ली इसमें. The very next day after the Pakistani strike, Iran has ordered a high-level air defense exercise. Why? Because it realized that there are shortcomings. Missiles are fired, aircraft are fired, aircraft may not have entered Iranian space, but you did not detect. Pakistan ka air defense has failed and Iranian air defense, and possibly both are living on Chinese mal.
Sir, there
जब
is
तक
a
चले
social
तो चले,
media,
जब नहीं चले तो खत्म.
there is a social media news which is going around that one of the JF-17 has been
No,
hit.
nothing. That is not correct. But they didn't enter Iranian airspace.
That's what.
They fired standoff. It was not very deep into Iran.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है. हमारे यहाँ पे जैसे किया, वो जो डट गिरा दिए from a distance and that's it. वो था ही नहीं कुछ. So even here, but here they hit because they were hitting Baluchis.
Correct.
आपने थोड़ा लेफ्ट राइट भी जाना था, जो भी होना था, बलूची मरने थे ना. नन इरानियंस. उसने इरानियन मीडिया में कोई हंगामा नहीं हुआ, कहीं पे हंगामा नहीं हुआ. And the matter died a natural death. बिकॉज दोनों तरफ से बलूच को ही मारा है. एंड द ओनली वंस हु वर एंग्री इज दैट बलूच मूवमेंट.
करेक्ट.
उसका जो लेडी है,
हाँ सर.
नाम स्लिप हो रहा है, शी
हाँ.
इज द वन हु सेड both have only targeted the Baluch.
करेक्ट.
हाँ जी.
But
There is a,
isn't it an apology, sir, that Balochistan on both sides with so much of natural resources, isn't that resource curse that we say
no,
they're being
both.
cursed because of the resources that are there, sir?
Yes, possibly, because both sides don't want to leave the resources.
Correct.
And both sides are exploiting, and it's only the Baluch who are suffering.
Correct. Absolutely. Sir, though you have touched upon it, China is friendly to both Iran and Pakistan. Do you see it playing a big brother role, sir?
Definitely, China will. China is the one. See, आप देखो ना, China and Iran have signed a 25-year deal. China is Iran's largest purchaser of oil.
Correct.
The Baluch, the BLA
Yes.
and the BLF, जो Iran based है, they are targeting the CPEC and the Chinese.
Correct.
Achha. So for China, it needs Iran's help to curb these idiots. Now, as far as Iran is concerned, now China doesn't want relations to go bad because agar मामला बिगड़ जाएगा, then they're going to increase targeting on the Chinese and the CPEC. As far as Iran is concerned, it doesn't want Pakistan-Iran tensions to go on. The impact is going to come on China.
Correct.
So definitely China was involved, and it will be involved. It will remain involved to keep peace here.
But isn't
एक बात
China?
और हम लोग नहीं, एक बात और हमारे से स्लिप हो रहा है. The Iran-Pakistan oil pipeline, अगर March 2024 तक नहीं बना, I think Pakistan has got to pay something. I don't know how many billion, but that is more than its own GDP.
Yes.
Where is it going to get the funds? And the line is the pipeline is nowhere near completion. और अब तो थोड़ा और बिगड़ेगा. And Iran wouldn't mind it going slow. पैसा आएगा.
पैसा आएगा. That's right. Sir, my next question is, कहीं यूएस पाकिस्तान को प्रॉक्सी यूज करके और पाकिस्तान को स्ट्रेंथन कर देगा सर? कि अगर ठीक है, लेट पाकिस्तान बी माय प्रॉक्सी, सो मिलिटरीली इकोनॉमिकली उसको स्टेबल कर देगा सर?
See, proxy for whom? Proxy
For US.
against Iran?
Iran.
Yes. That is why it is very clear that Munir spoke to the US prior to
Correct.
launching the Pakistan strike on Iran. 100% US was monitoring it through its satellite and other networks to see how Iran would react and to see the weakness in the Iran defense system. अगली बात यह है कि I told you, Jaish al-Adl is basically because of Saudi Arabia and US.
Correct.
It is supporting them because of Saudi Arabia and US. Second. Third, if you look at the way the US is using it, पहले तालिबान के खिलाफ इस्तेमाल किया.
Correct.
Now that the Taliban is targeting Pakistan, the US is least bothered. So tomorrow when Iran, in case things go south और ईरान का and पाकिस्तान का कुछ मामला बिगड़ेगा, the US will be least bothered. It is using it. जहां तक चाहिए इस्तेमाल करो, उसके बाद thank you. It is not bothered what the Afghanis are doing to Pakistan.
Sir, whenever Pakistan is at lowest ebb ना economically, वो कुछ ना कुछ हो जाता है सर. 79 में था तो Russians decided to come in, so they got a lot of dollars, they got a lot of money. Then again Musharraf के time पे
अभी तो nobody is going to come into Iran because nobody wants. You see, now with the way Iran has got, it's got enough plutonium for 3 nuclear weapons.
Yes.
Some say 60%, some say 80%, but they've got enough.
I read in your article, you said that it's almost 80%.
Almost
done.
80% is what I have come across. But somewhere in the press, they say 60%. That figure may vary. But the fact is, he's got enough now. So, actually speaking, Iran doesn't need too many nuclear weapons. आपके पास एक होना. That's enough. Israel is now tested. Israel has never accepted. It has never denied. दुनिया को पता है Israel has nuclear weapons. आज कहते हैं ना, your policy should be like Israel. ना हाँ
Yes.
बोलो ना बोलो, चुप रहो. Refuse to answer, everybody will know that you have it, and nobody knows whether you actually have it or not.
So either you do that or you keep an ambiguity like Pakistan, sir. I mean, they
हाँ
have not openly said that no first use.
हाँ.
They have not said. They said कि जब मेरे ऊपर आएगा तो मैं मारूंगा सर.
Correct.
तो ambiguity तो रखनी चाहिए सर.
वो तो है.
तो बट सर एक चीज और भी है ना अभी सर लाइक माओ had said that atom bomb is like a paper tiger. So
See,
I hope.
it is only a means of ensuring your nation survive.
Correct.
You cannot use it as first use. It is only when Pakistan's existence is threatened कि वो निकलेगा.
Correct.
No one, nobody in the world will let you have. In a small country like Pakistan, तुमने एक launch किया, 4 गिरेंगे, the country will go. So there
Correct.
is no way.
But sir, Abhi, let's come on to, because a lot of facts have been covered by other channels also. What I want to focus on, sir, if we look at, sir, international community kahan hai, sir? Everybody, there were almost
इसमें
150,
see, इस
151
मामले में
cross-border attacks done by the US all over the world, sir. चाहे वो ड्रोन है, चाहे वो है. अब यहाँ 2 मिसाइल फायर होती हैं, इन रिटेलिएशन पाकिस्तान फायर करता है, एंड वी आर हैविंग अ डिस्कशन ऑन दिस. Nobody talks about the US, sir.
see, what happens is we only talk about nations which concern us.
Correct.
US cross-border strike, I mean, US strike in Somalia, हमें क्या? US strike on the Houthis, हमें क्या? Right? Here, this is our neighborhood. Possibly in Saudi Arabia, अगर हम लोग बैठे होते, we'd have been discussing the US strike on the Houthis, because that affects. बगल में है. Right. Now, as far as the US is concerned, now यहाँ पे भी who commented? People just made a vague comment here, it is their matter. India supported Iran because it was terrorism.
Correct.
India ने बोला we support because Iran का anger was the attack on their border post जहाँ पे 11 मरे थे.
Correct.
So we said we are anti-terrorism. हमने और कुछ नहीं बोला. अच्छा, as far as the world is concerned, जहाँ 2 मिसाइल के बाद खत्म हो गया, nobody was bothered. But for us, the question that you and me are doing today is हम लोग analyze कर रहे हैं इसका impact क्या है.
Correct.
जहाँ पे you will find nobody is talking of the impact per se. People are saying, but tit for tat हो गया, खत्म हो गया. But there has to be something behind it. Which is why the US is, the US is now aware of much more about the Iranian air defense than any time else. The US has got the messaging from Iran. Pakistan ने तो fire किया only to satisfy its audience, forget it.
Correct.
Iran also was not looking for casualties. It was sending a message. It's hit Iraq, it's hit Syria, it's hit here.
Correct.
Bhaiya, we have got no shortfall. We have got multiple ranges.
Demonstration था sir, basically.
It was it. It was sending a message. उसने तो अगले दिन दोनों फॉरेन मिनिस्टर्स ने बात कर ली. अब वो एम्बेसडर्स वापस जा रहे हैं. सब कुछ नॉर्मल आ रहा है. So it was a demonstration by Iran. And hitting in Baluchistan, 2 बच्चे मरे, 3 मरे, या जैश अल अदल का भी कैंप अगर कोई डैमेज हो गया होगा, nobody is bothered. When we hit the Balakot camp, Pakistan didn't even bother.
Correct.
Because वो terrorist है यार, they're not worth their salt. उनको दबा दिया, खत्म कर दिया, that's it. You hit the terrorist camp across the border, उनके parents को भी पता नहीं होगा हमारे बच्चे मर गए. क्योंकि there have been a हल्ला गुल्ला there. So as far as Jaish al-Adal and the BLF and the BLA is concerned, किसको परवाह है? Only ones who are concerned are the Baluch. वो कहते हैं हमारे ही लोग को आप लोग दोनों मिलके मार.
Sir, you had in between said that it could well be a planned and staged thing.
Yes,
sir,
planned and staged.
Elaboration और चाहिए sir.
All right. Now let me say planned and staged. Firstly, जैसे मैंने अभी
That
बोला.
means that, sir, sorry, just I'll clarify my mind. So that means planned and staged between Iran and Pakistan, and
Planned and
with
staged
you
in the sense.
and with you approval from the US.
No. I want to clarify.
Yes.
Iran would have told Pakistan कि हम launch कर रहे हैं.
Okay, sir.
Could be. Why I'm saying is target Baluch, no casualties. Could be. But the fact is that the Pakistan Air Defense did not detect. If they would have detected, they would have known, they would have reacted the same night.
Hmm. Yeah, it took
You
time
took
because they have
36
to
hours
do.
to react.
Yes, yes. In
Acha.
fact, there was
Now,
nothing in the Pakistan
now,
press for entire
acha,
12 to 14 hours.
correct. Next, अगर ईरान ने लॉन्च किया इनटू पाकिस्तान,
Hmm.
ईरान would know कि पाकिस्तान वापस आएगा.
Correct.
After all, the Pakistan army has to satisfy its public,
Hmm.
which means Iran air defense should have been ready to block it.
Correct.
नहीं किया.
Hmm.
Right? अच्छा, अगर नहीं किया, again, though I feel the reality is the Iranian foreign minister meeting Anwar Kakkar, the Pakistan caretaker prime minister.
Correct, sir.
There are two ways to look at it. One is Iran gave a last minute offer to Pakistan, cut down the Jaish al-Adil.
Hmm.
Or Anwar would have given a standard statement, Pakistan does not support any terrorist group. We have no terrorist group on our soil. हम कितनी बार उससे सुन चुके हैं पाकिस्तान
Hmm.
से.
Correct.
बट सबको पता है कि JEM, HM सब कुछ उधर ही घूमते हैं.
Hmm.
अभी तक तालिबान की families are living in Quetta while the Taliban leaders are sitting in Kabul.
Hmm.
बच्चे उनके क्वेटा में पढ़ रहे हैं क्योंकि बेटियां काबुल में पढ़ नहीं सकती.
Correct.
One part. Now take the second. That is where he would have told him कि हम ये कर रहे हैं. Right? After all, by then, Iran had already launched the attacks on Iraq and Syria.
Correct. हाँ ये पहले हो गया था. Correct.
अनवर कक्कर को पता था.
Hmm.
Why?
Hmm.
So when you look at it, there are possibilities. I cannot say it's correct.
Hmm.
But there is a possibility this could be staged.
Yeah.
और टारगेट देखो ना, दोनों तरफ से टारगेट बलूच है. And Iran ka statement was very clear. Not one Iranian national was
Yes.
injured or killed in the strike.
Correct.
इतना clear statement क्यों निकला? It was to close the matter in Iran उसी समय. और अगले दिन दोनों foreign ministers मिल गए.
Correct.
I mean, do you come down to peace so fast?
Hmm.
यमन और सऊदी अरेबिया की इतने स्पीड पे नहीं हुआ.
हाँ.
यहां पे तो आपने 24 घंटे के अंदर हाथ मिला लिया.
But sir, Iran, isn't it, biting too much? Then it can chew.
I no, it's not. You see, the point is, आज if a proxy is hitting you, the world will hit the proxy.
Correct, sir.
How do you prove that Iran is behind the proxy and I'm going to hit Iran? Is it feasible? Right.
Hmm.
So the point is, invariably, in our case, all the proxies of Iran are non-state actors.
Correct.
You cannot hold a state for non-state actors. In our case, it is the country Pakistan जिसके border के across attack आ रहा है.
Hmm.
Here the attack is going from Yemen,
Hmm.
from Gaza, from Lebanon. How do you land up and hold Iran responsible? They may be supporting them. हमारे लिए तो attack पाकिस्तान के across आ रहा है. The terrorists are not dropping in from heaven across.
Hmm.
Nor are they coming across the China border. वो तो आ रहे हैं from across the LOC. So it is clear. But as far as the other proxies are concerned, आप कैसे ईरान को responsible पकड़ोगे? ईरान is supporting, ठीक है. But they are not attacking from Iranian soil. अगर attack is launched from Iranian soil, you can hold Iran responsible.
Correct.
अब जो Iranian proxies इराक में है, who are firing missiles into US camp,
Hmm.
अब उसी को टारगेट करोगे ना जहां से जो कर रहा है.
Hmm. But what
From
is
US
Iran up to, sir? What is
up to
Iran?
US,
I mean,
हाँ,
79, sir, 79, you
हाँ.
have the Islamic Revolution. Actually, the whole problem starts from Islamic revolution, sir.
Okay.
Ayatollah Khomeini, and then
हाँ,
probably Saudi Arabia up the ante as a reaction to whatever happened
ठीक है,
in Shia, Iran. Sir. Now, Shias are about 10 or maybe less than 10% of the world population of
ठीक है.
the Muslim population, sir. But with all this thing, what is it trying to do? What is he exporting? Why is it, that Shia fundamentalist
It is
is
not
there?
necessarily Shia a fundamentalist. I mean, it is basically, as far as he's concerned, he's promoting the Shia clan. Agreed.
Correct.
But for him, it's not the fundamentalists. It is basically the concept of spreading his influence, spreading their tentacles, and enhancing their power as far as that is concerned.
But sir, it is supporting all the rogue nations.
So what? It is your power that is there. No, Yemen is an independent state. The Houthis literally control Yemen.
Correct.
The Hezbollah is more powerful than the Lebanese army.
Correct.
Then, then the Lebanese army will never take on the Hezbollah.
Hmm. And
And
then
Houthis are literally
in this case, there is no sectarian. Also, you have Hamas who are Sunnis, you have Houthis who are
then.
Shias, yeah,
So,
Hezbollah are Shias.
so
So I mean,
it is not that. It is basically that you are looking to expand your influence and
okay.
send a message. You hit me here. I can hit you in multiple places.
So in short, we say that ideology is no longer valid. It is
Correct.
nations are looking at their own security and economic gains.
That's it. That's it.
Other than this,
Ah,
so this is what has
correct.
emerged from our discussions.
Correct.
Sir, one more last question. I have this. Just one second. Yes. I was just going through this statistics, sir. The
Mhm.
most sanctioned country in the world is Russia's, but most
Correct.
of it is February 22 after that, which is in dark red
ठीक है.
colors. And then is Iran's.
ठीक है.
It's more than 80% of its nuclear bomb is ready, what you had said. I picked up from your article, sir.
हाँ.
What more can be done by UN to force Iran to refrain from violating the sovereignty and security of other nations?
See, it's not that you force it unless you involve it in the world. Now, Trump pulled out of the JCPOA, which was monitoring to ensure Iran didn't develop a nuclear weapon.
Hmm.
Trump pulled out, increased sanctions. You're looking to isolate a nation. Anyone you push into the corner will fight back. And that's what Iran has done. Had you had you got involved with it, had you continued engaging it, things would have been different.
Hmm.
Now, today, the Russian economy कितना contract हुआ है? 2.5 to 3%.
Correct.
The Ukrainian economy has gone down by
Hmm.
almost about 30-40%.
Correct.
Iran has got oil. आप चाहे जितना रोको,
Hmm.
Iran's economy will not collapse.
Hmm.
As far as India is concerned, we need Iran for trade, so we will be paying for use of their roads.
Yes.
So a lot, and there are always groups in the world. If the US goes anti-Iran, you got
Hmm.
China and Russia which are pro-Iran. Today, Iran can afford to buy aircraft from Russia.
Hmm.
So you can't do that. Unless you engage, you cannot get it out. And especially a country which has got natural resources.
Correct.
Chalo. We'll take on some questions.
Yes, sir. We'll take on the question, sir. I think I have more or less finished with what I had, sir. So we'll take first question, sir.
No, we
This is
discussed
from,
this point about Shia and Sunni. Like I said,
sir.
Pakistan, India, the excuse is religion, which is what Pakistan has taught its people.
Correct, sir.
But the reason more is that the Pakistan army needs a reason to survive.
Correct.
Kashmir, they keep harping. Everybody knows Kashmir, nothing will happen. If you look at Yemen, you look at anywhere in the world, take Iraq, take anywhere. It has never been a Shia Sunni issue alone. You have, I mean, if you look at within Syria, you look at Turkey, Syria,
Hmm.
you take Libya within Libya, it has never been an issue of religion or caste or anything. It has been power and control.
But
If you need
unfortunately,
Pakistan and India, it is because of the Zia period when you
yes.
took Islamization to its peak
Hmm.
and you taught the people from childhood. If you
Hmm.
look at any of the Pakistani school books,
Correct.
the school books start teaching you from a young age, and all these school books are post the period of Zia.
Yeah.
So you are actually brainwashing children now from this age. Otherwise, it was never the scenario.
And sir,
But
those people
it has
who have
got
studied
worse after
in
71.
those people who have studied during that time, they are in the decision making today. Whether it is the army,
That
whether
is
it
why.
is the civil
That is why.
bureaucracy.
And even those who are now the youth today have gone through this period. So
Yes.
they've been Islamized to that extent to
Something
believe so.
something
Otherwise,
called
if you go
Pakistan
abroad,
studies.
if you go abroad, you will find that the educated lot
Correct.
are very different in attitude and behavior
Yes. Agree with you, sir.
because they have not gone through this phase within Pakistan.
There's a very interesting book in Pakistan, Murder of History by K.K. Aziz,
Huh.
where
You
he
must
talks about,
really don't go so far to read that book.
sir,
Just feed in Dawn.
sir.
And in Dawn, there are lovely articles of a few years ago
Okay, sir.
which deals with this subject, which actually covers paragraphs in the book.
Acha, okay.
It's a very interesting read, and I mean, where it tells you that you actually painted a picture of India being a devil.
Hmm.
But that is what your children in class 3, 4, and 5 are taught. And you're taught at the elementary level in villages, in school, in villages. So your population is brought up with that concept.
Correct.
Sure.
We go on
Any
to the
other?
next topic, sir. Ask in
Ha.
history and even in present times, Muslim states and sects have been plagued by infighting and other issues. Iran-Pak issue is similar. Why? How do then Muslims everywhere believe in the Ummah? Partially the
See,
same question which
the point is, it is, if you look, this is, I mean, it happens in countries where literacy is low. Take
correct.
the whole belt.
Hmm.
It's not happening in Saudi. It's not happening in the UAE. It's happening in nations where education levels are low, where the control of the state does not exist. Today, Iran is plagued by its own internal problems.
Yes.
Pakistan is plagued by internal problems. Move beyond. Yemen, Libya. Libya was one of the was the most well-off Arab state
Correct.
till the US decided to remove Gaddafi.
Hmm.
और उसके बाद you see where Libya has gone today. It is, I mean, it is today in the dumps, below the dumps, and it is the entry point into Europe.
Yes.
But Libya was one of the richest states.
Hmm.
So it is wherever there is a fight for power, and it can happen in any state where that scenario comes.
फॉर्डर
But
चाहिए ना सर
wherever,
लोगों को
wherever the education level, now you look why Europe is facing a problem. You've taken in migrants for manual labor because you don't have the labor lot.
यस
And they are the ones who are fighting back. You've not taken in the educated. And you're
करेक्ट
trying to integrate them into your society, which you can't.
करेक्ट
Sure.
सर वी मूव ऑन last question sir then we finish the
Uh-huh.
we will not be commenting on the Pakistan Iran matter is India is playing diplomatic game why
See, pehli baat to, as far as this statement was, we actually said it is a matter between Iran and Pakistan. However, We are against terrorism, and we believe it is the right of every country to strike against terrorist camps in neighboring states. We backed the Iran action indirectly. When Pakistan hit back, we said it is a matter. Why should we get it?
Correct.
It is depends. हमने कभी नहीं बोला there should be peace, there should be talks. We have not said that. Had it been a true diplomatic game, we should have said differences should be resolved by dialogue, जो चाइना ने बोला. हमने वो नहीं बोला. We stayed off, but we supported Iran. And we refused to comment on Pakistan's strike.
Sir, I think we've had very, very fruitful discussion, sir. Any closing remarks you would like to make, sir?
Nothing. It's interesting, and we should continue with this. Yeah.
Sir, there's a very interesting news I found. So I thought I will just flash it for the sake of. This is I went around. I saw this message. Terrorist group JEM releases a threat against the Ayodhya.
You know why? नहीं, आपको पता है किस लिए?
Sir,
one day before the Iranian strike, Jaishankar was in
there. Jaishankar was there. That's right, sir. So this is reaction to that.
So people are jumping. Even in Pakistan, they are jumping. Sir, it is India which has pushed Iran to do this.
Correct, sir. And they're saying the poster says India bribed Iran to attack Pakistan to divert attention, and that the temple's safety will be jeopardized. I mean, sir, conspiracy theory की भी हद होती है.
बहुत है.
Sir, thank you very much, sir.
Total pleasure.
Get back to you after a few days.
Acha, एक second. I think there is that last part on that clarity of JF. Oh, rumor hai, nothing. There's been no JF. No JF-17.
There was a rumor that 2 aircraft and one of them is missing. Sir, the social media.
वो तो rumor तो बहुत निकलते हैं, but nothing. Otherwise, it would have been very well clarified.
हो सकता है सर ये नैरेटिव कहीं ना कहीं से बना होगा. जिसने पढ़ लिया
हम लोग को शेयर है ना.
इस केस में वैसे होता है ना सर, न्यूज़पेपर के फ्रंट पेज पे आ गया, आपके पास चला गया, क्लैरिफिकेशन थर्ड पेज पे आएगी जो आपने पढ़ी नहीं. So you go with that impression. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks. Thank you, Rakesh. Catch you up.
Thank you, sir.
We'll catch you up on another discussion soon. Take care.
Sure, okay. Thank you.